Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Coldar here. This is another Monk solo guide for Omnotron Defense System 10-man in Blackwing Descent. And as before, this is a brewmaster spec guide. And you can see here the talents I'm going with. So once again, Chi Wave, pretty common, Ascension, pretty common. Healing Elixir for the extra healing. And I'm also using Wan, the White Tiger, as I call him, for extra DPS, basically. So let's go ahead and rewind and get started. So, just like Magma in the same zone here, this boss is not all that difficult. Really, you just need to practice your primary tank rotation and avoid the really dangerous stuff if you ever get in trouble. So, I'm doing a solo with eye level 500 gear, so obviously your gear may differ, and probably will, and that may change the difficulty of the fight. The basic idea here, though, is that I'm pretty much fully geared for DPS. So pretty standard for tanks these days, but no worry about stamina or avoidance or anything like that. Just let your extra haste and your play dictate how well you do in terms of mitigation. So the basic goal here is to try to take advantage of the extra damage boosts that you get throughout the fight in any way possible, without having your damage taken go up too much. So the first thing you can do is to keep mobs in the poison cloud dropped by Toxitron. So when Toxitron's cloud comes out, it's going to be cast on you directly. So you want to quickly move out of it, and then slowly back your way to the edge of it so that the mobs you're attacking, just like that there, are inside it while you are not. And the easiest way to tell if you're in it or not is to just look at your debuffs and see if you have the cloud graphic. It's a non-duration poison effect. So if you don't have that there in your debuffs, then you're not in it. But if the mobs are green, then they have it, and they're taking 50% extra damage. So that's the easiest one to benefit from. The other damage increase is dropped by Arcanotron. It's the puddle on the ground that you see right there. This one's a lot harder to get the benefit of without benefiting the mobs as well. But just like the cloud, anyone that stands in it, or sort of the opposite of the cloud, anyone that stands in the puddle gets 50% damage increase in terms of dealt damage. So if you can stand in it without allowing the mobs to stand in it as well, then that's beneficial, obviously. But that's really tricky to do because their model is slightly bigger than you are, and in order for you to get on the edge, they often have to be in it as well. So you can see I tried my best right there to do it, but they were in it anyway. And that means that all their abilities are 50% more dangerous. So it's not really that beneficial if you're both in it. You're probably not going to hit the berserk timer on this fight. But if you do have trouble getting the DPS check down, then you may have to sacrifice some survivability by standing in the puddle and doing extra DPS to them while they also do the same to you. Obviously, this will increase your vengeance, so it's a trade-off here. Other than that, use your DPS cooldowns, such as your Tiger and your potions and all that, when you are getting one or two of those benefits. So you can technically arrange it such that you get the mobs in the cloud and you get the benefit of the puddle, but chances are they will get the puddle at the same time. But if you can combine both of those effects at the same time, so that they're taking 100% extra damage, then you'll burn through them really fast, obviously. Alright, so other than all that, the big tip is simply that this fight sort of is a bit chaotic. So just, if you want to get practice on it until you get used to it, just avoid the clouds, avoid the puddles, and just tank them away from all that stuff. The only other thing you have to do is switch targets when a new defender comes out. So when a new golem activates, start attacking that golem. If you attack the previous golem, they'll generally have a shield of some kind, and this will activate if you do too much damage to them. So you don't want to do a whole lot of damage to them, but if that shield does get activated, it's not the end of the world. Save your cooldowns for any emergency situation if you find that you are taking too much damage. But that said, you'll notice that even when my health gets pretty low, I have plenty of heals available to top myself up. So it's not all that difficult. Just stay on top of your heals and try to manage the damage bonuses whenever you can. And if you don't need them at all and you want more survivability, just stay away from it completely and just move around the outside of the room. And you'll get it down eventually. So that is Omnotron Defense System 10-man. As always, good luck and thanks for watching.